So now here's Sunteck. Look at the stupid chart, okay? MasterCard, so beautiful. Sunteck, so useless, okay? Now, let me tell you why I don't want to make this session about stock tips. So don't think this is a stock tip. It's just to explain some concepts, okay? So in India, about 3 years ago, there was something that known as demonetization that took place. Some of you may be familiar with it. But what the government did is they made a bunch of currency notes illegal. And you had to put those in a bank and then get different notes because they wanted to wipe out cash transactions and black money and all these things. You know, there's an underground economy, they want to kill that. So real estate transactions in India in 2016 and earlier, they were always some portion paid by check and some portion under the table cash. It's a combination, right? When demonetization took place, it became impossible to pay cash because the cash is all illegal. So what happened is the real estate firms, most of them, they dealt in a lot of cash. And so people thought, oh, the real estate market is just clobbered. It's gone. Because you can't, now you don't have, people don't have the money. You know, they can't come up with money from the banks. And so I noticed that in November or December of 2016, that these real estate companies that were publicly traded had collapsed in value because of this thing. But the people forgot something when they did that. So if you look at that circle, when Sunteck was trading about 100 rupees a share, one could do a very simple exercise at that time. I could look at the real estate Sunteck owned, because it was just listed, what they own. They had a bunch of finished apartments, they have in construction, they have land, all these things. Those have a valuation, either a market value or a cost value. And this was a company, there were few companies that never dealt in cash. They always did things the right way. And so before demonetization, it was a disadvantage to them. Because people would try to tell them, no, I cannot do this if you don't do cash. They said, we can't do any other way. We have to do everything properly. After demonetization, what happened is that 90% of the real estate companies disappeared. They can no longer function in that economy. So there were three things that took place in India in real estate. Demonetization, something known as RERA, Real Estate Regulatory Act, and GST, Goods and Services Tax. The combination of these three, the end result was that 90% of the developers were out of business. And very, very few developers were left standing. The ones that were left standing were the ones that always conducted their affairs with very high quality. You know, they delivered the properties, they did everything by the rules, they followed everything. Sunteck was one of them. And so at that time, when the stock was about 100, the market value of the company was less than $200 million. Just one project that they had, where they had 60 finished apartments in the heart of Mumbai. Those apartments were worth about 500 million. There's no debt. So the market cap is 200 million. They have 25 projects. One project is 500 million. Okay, there are another 24. So when I started to look at the value of everything they had, it was many times the value of the stock. There's no comparison. And reason why is that? Because people, when there is a seismic event like this, demonetization, they just run to the exit. Everyone just sell the stock and run, right? So the stock is sitting there, no one's interested. I am interested. I tell the broker, every share. Anyone who has any shares, just buy as much as you can, okay? And now we own 9.999%. That's the maximum I'm allowed to own. So the maximum that I could buy, I bought. 1/10 of the company we own. And you can see what happened after that is in the last 3 years, it went up almost 5 times. It went from 100 to almost 460, close to 500, right? And in fact, I'm not even doing the contest with Guy from 2016. I'm not using that 100 rupee price against MasterCard. I'm using a price when it's already gone up quite a bit. So if I go back, I'm not using 100, I'm using 355, right? So it's already gone up quite a bit. But I said, you know, Guy, even with the 355, we'll kick MasterCard's ass, no problem, okay? And I'm hoping that in 5 or 7 years, he will understand what is already obvious to all of you. So there's Sunteck. These are the numbers. The market cap is now close to $1 billion. Trailing PE looks high, 30 times. ROE is low. The returns since the IPO, I don't care about. But the return since demonetization, which is when we invested for the first time, is 400%. The annualized return since then is about 95%. And here's where we stand today. So we started October 18th. Until today, MasterCard is up 25%, pretty good. From October to May, 25%. Sunteck is up 38%. Okay, so far, Mohnish is ahead. Well done, Mohnish, so far. But we have 11 and a half years left to go.